Now let's look at scenario 3. So in this scenario, what we'll do is that we'll take a access share lock on orders table in session 1, and in session 2 we'll try to take a share row exclusive lock by running an update statement. Now again, I mean, when you run an update statement, it takes both access share lock and share row exclusive lock, or delete. If you run delete statement, it'll do the same. The update statement should be allowed because I'm running a select statement which would take a access share lock. And if I run another select statement which will take access share lock, that would also be allowed. But if I want to run an alter statement which will take an access exclusive lock, this will not be allowed. So in session 1, I'll start a transaction and then I'll select a table. I'll do a select star from table in that particular transaction. And from session 2, again, I'll start another transaction. I'll try to delete and select, because delete would take both access share lock and share row exclusive lock, and select would take access share lock. Again, these two statements would be run in two different statements. And then I'll try to run an alter statement also. Delete should be allowed, select should be allowed from session 2, but alter table should not be allowed from session 2. And then I'll commit session 1. If I commit session 1, then alter table would be allowed in session 2, post which I can commit session 2 also. Let's take a look at this. So this is my first session, and I will start a transaction here. And what I'll do is that I'll run a select star from order underscore txn. So as I'm doing an alter, I'll use the order txn table. Now this should take an access share lock. If I run this query in my query editor, I'll be able to see that it has taken an access share lock because it's a select statement. So again, it is returning the result set. That's fine. Let me open session 2 and start a transaction here. Now what will I do? I will delete a row from order underscore txm table, where order ID will be having some value, and this is the order. So if I run delete, it should be allowed. Now let's take a look at the log. So again, it has been allowed, by the way. And if I run this query, I'll see two transactions. So the first transaction, which is the select statement, that has taken access share lock, and the delete statement has taken access share lock and share row exclusive lock, and both of them have been granted. Now let me commit this and keep the row or keep the lock in session 1. So I'm not committing or rolling back. I am keeping the transaction open. So this has been committed in session 2. The delete is done. If I see in query editor, the 297 transaction or PID would be gone because the transaction is complete. So again, I have only one transaction open which has taken an access share lock on the table order underscore txn. Now let me try to run an alter statement in session 2. So this is the statement alter, and if you see, the cursor is blinking and it should not allow because I have access share lock in session 1. And if I run query editor again, the same query, I'll see that this particular, I have a new process which is trying to take access exclusive lock, and that will not be allowed. So this is the statement. The first one has taken access share lock, and the second transaction is trying to take access exclusive lock. The 297 is the second one, and it is not allowing because these two are conflicting locks. And now if I commit this first transaction, which was taking access share lock, now the alter table statement is also complete. Again, I can commit or roll back. Anyway, I did not run it in a transaction block. So this is done. So scenario 2 has been done. Let's proceed with scenario 4. Now in scenario 4, I'll try to take share row exclusive lock by running an insert statement, and I'll run another share row exclusive lock using update statement or delete statement and an alter statement. Both of them should not be allowed. But if I run a select statement, it will take access share lock. This should be allowed. So in session 1, I would run begin followed by an insert statement. I'll not commit this, and then I'll run a begin delete statement. These two should not be allowed because both of them would be taking share row exclusive lock. And if I run a select statement, this should be allowed because it will take access share lock. And then if I run alter table statement, it should not be allowed because it will try to take access exclusive lock. Then I'll commit the first session and then the second session. So this is my first session. Again, I'm starting a transaction block. I'll run insert into orders, values. I'll put some values here, right? So, and then I'll wait. So let me put some values. So these are the values that I'm using. I'm using order ID, customer unique ID, and order status. So it has inserted. Let's see what lock has been taken. So again, it has taken an access share lock and share row exclusive lock because I have run an insert statement. So in this second session, I'm trying to run a delete statement inside of a transaction block. The order ID is different, by the way. It's not same. Now let's see, this should be in wait state because now the share row exclusive locks are conflicting. Now I should see one more row here with share row exclusive lock with granted as false. So it is not getting allowed for obvious reasons. Now if I do a commit, this is allowed. So delete is done. So I'll do a commit here also. Now again, I'll run the transaction. In the first statement, I'll run an insert statement with new customer ID, customer X, customer Y, and then the transaction has started. Now what will I do is I will try to run a select statement. Now this should run because we do not have conflicting rows. In the first transaction, we have share row exclusive lock. In the second transaction, we have access share lock, and both are non-conflicting, and that's why it has been granted. Let's validate the same. Now the granted is true in all the cases. So if you see, you have two access share lock and one shared row exclusive lock. Now I'll commit the second one. I'll keep the transaction in the first one open and I'll try to run an alter table command. Now this should not be allowed because in the first session I have share row exclusive lock, and in the second session my transaction is trying to take an access exclusive lock, which is blocking, which is conflicting with all the other locks. And now if I commit this, this should be allowed. So this is done. So we have covered all the sessions and transactions. Let's just do a high level recap of this slide about the lock. So we have three types of locks in Redshift. Access exclusive lock, which is taken when we run DDL operations such as alter table, drop, truncate, etc. And it blocks all other locking attempts. And if some other transaction is going on with any of the other locks, this transaction will also wait. We cannot run alter, drop, or truncate. Access share lock is very simple. So when you run select statement, access share lock would be taken. Even if we run unload, update, delete, or insert operations, access share lock would be taken along with the third one, which is share row exclusive lock. And access share lock is non-blocking for share row exclusive lock, but access share lock will block access exclusive lock also. Share row exclusive lock will block access exclusive lock and other share row exclusive lock. So if you're trying to run update statement on the same table from two different transactions, the first transaction will be done, but the second transaction will wait until the first transaction is complete. So that's all about transactions.